NASDAQ got hit, but semiconductors got hit a lot harder. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions here with a super quick market update. NASDAQ market is down 1.5%. If you look at the larger picture, this is what I really like to pay attention to. What I always talk about with my LPP team is that different timeframes give you different perspectives. What you might see on the day might look kind of scary, but when you kind of zoom out, you're like, hey, this actually doesn't come at much of a surprise. It was expected. We were reaching overbought levels, just like we talked about in today's video, just like we talked about in yesterday's video of like, hey, we're reaching overbought levels. At this point, you cannot be surprised that markets can begin to kind of correct, right? Based off previous patterns, this is a common resistance zone. Rejection, rejection, rejection. It doesn't mean that it has to actually get rejected all the way back down to 700. That'd be beautiful. But again, you cannot be surprised at these elevated levels. The risk to reward just simply was not favorable any longer to go long, again, in a shorter timeline, right? That being said, markets have now pulled on back. Now we're testing the support at 725, 720. If we break that support, then we have the gap down like we talked about to 700. That's the overall outlook for the NASDAQ market. Semiconductors, SanDisk down 10.6%. Micron down 10.5%. I actually made $2,500 on SanDisk today. Position is fully closed, but I'm so tempted to go long on SanDisk. I'm actually going to talk to you guys about Trump and his disclosure today that he shared about his Micron position. Did I just say SanDisk? I meant Micron. Micron, if you look at it, again, absolute insane performance. You might think that, oh, wow, it has to be incredibly overvalued. Again, if you type it into the Investing Pro software. Remember, if you want to download Investing Pro to be able to do fundamental analysis on the companies that you're investing in, first link in the description down below will get you 50% off. With that being said, it's not super overvalued. P ratio is 25.8 times its earnings. It produces a net income of $50 billion, revenue of $90 billion. Again, this company has not only been doing very well technically with its price, but also fundamentally. Its growth is insane. It would be so beautiful to see it go lower, to be able to buy it cheaper, to get a better deal on it. That's just me, obviously, trying to nickel and dime an opportunity. It is oversold enough based off previous patterns that it is becoming more attractive just on the technicals, right? I do want to say it has had a lot of positive price momentum and sentiment that would it be crazy that maybe it does actually end up correcting a little bit more, right? It's testing a major support range on the 4-hour time frame. Remember, they're just technicals. Patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to. Technically speaking, we've stayed above the moving average ever since the initial rally, and this was kind of April of 2026, right? We've been on the solid uptick. Now it's like, hey, can we hold above 1,000? If we break that, how low can we go? Is it the 800s? It's just, I want to take it day by day, because I'm not committed on the idea that I have to start investing into Micron right now, because I really do believe with markets being so elevated that if markets do begin to sell off, semiconductor stocks can get hit even harder because of how much they've gained in such a short period of time. But even for like a little swing trade to go long, it is attractive enough to me. I'm just talking to you guys, kind of thinking out loud. I can see why someone would want to go long and entertain the idea at these levels. I'm not going to blindly buy the dip just so you can see my position is fully closed. I'm open to the idea of going long if it validates this as a support. If we get that break below 1,000, I wouldn't be surprised that we can go back down to the 800s. Again, just thinking and being open with you guys. Also, in today's earlier video, I showed you guys when I was down $1,000 on my Nike short. You might be asking, Ricky, how are you up when now Nike's actually trading higher? Because Nike did sell off. I added more to my short. I bought to cover. I then went long. I closed it. I was actually up $4,000. And then as I closed my long, I then went short. Simple, stupid mistake. Just because you close one doesn't mean that you should go into the other. It ripped up even higher, and then I gave back half of what it is that I made. So still happy, in the green, $1,300. Could have done a lot better if I just waited for actual confirmation, because we never actually got confirmation that this thing sold off. Why was I open to shorting it? Again, it's just a lot of volatility today. It gapped up very quickly and it showed signs of selling pressure yesterday. But again, patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't always have to. So nonetheless, 1300, I do have a small part of it open still. So I'm just going to wait and see if we begin to see some price action into the downside. If not, I'll just close it out and see how markets trade tomorrow. The only last thing that I wanted to talk about is we have to highlight it, right? Not just on the bad days, but on the good days, is I talked about it in today's earlier video. Where is it? MSTR, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is pushing up. It looks like it did find its support at 58,000. Bummer. But just so you can see, I took a small initial short on it, and then I just didn't like the consolidation, so I got out of it. So you could see, again, no open position, literally just acknowledged that it was a strong performer today. And I really began to kind of talk to myself and was like, it would be really cool to see this thing rip even higher and then just wait for it to become so overbought, because eventually we all know it's going to come crashing down, as it always does. It's a terrible business. It always loses money, and there's terrible negative sentiment towards Bitcoin right now. So it's, in my opinion, only a matter of time. So that means that all I have to do is stay patient. I want to remind you, just because I'm willing to short this doesn't mean that you need to. I don't want you to copy me. I just like sharing ideas, because a lot of you guys know that I've called MSTR a bullshit company since it was trading at $500 per share. And fast forward to nearly 2 years, it's down 80% from its overall high. So I'm very happy that we're able to shed light on a speculative, risky stock that ended up crashing. So hopefully enough of you were able to get out if it made sense to you on why it was speculative. And the biggest reason is that if you ever look into its fundamentals, its financials, you can clearly see it's a bullshit company that leverages your money to buy Bitcoin. Again, I'm not a believer in Bitcoin. I'm not pro Bitcoin, but I believe in your right to invest in any speculative asset that your heart desires. If you believe in Bitcoin, then buy Bitcoin itself. Why would you ever buy MicroStrategy? No reason to. With that being said, let's go ahead and quickly talk about what Trump announced today. So Trump disclosed selling $250,000 to $500,000 worth of MU back in May. Ouch. The reason people are saying ouch is because if you actually look at Micron Technologies, back in May, this stock was trading at $600 per share. It's doubled since then. But this also doesn't mean that it's his full position. Does it? I mean, I'm not too sure. I didn't look into the exact filing, but it looks like he was purchasing on the way up and then decided to take profits. I mean, yes, he left some money on the table, but at the end of the day, at least he didn't bag hold like Michael Saylor. So I guess you can always critique someone in their success, but I'd rather be critiqued on my successes than bag holding and being down $14 billion like Michael Saylor. Maybe that's just me. With that being said, this was interesting because it kind of, it added fuel to the fire today when this was announced. And this was Trump announcing today that Micron, ticker symbol MU, a truly great American company, one of the hottest anywhere in the world, just announced a historic $250 million investment into Trump accounts. Disclosure, friendly reminder, Trump accounts are supposed to go live on 4th of July, so in just a few days. We'll see if they actually do. I actually made a page where it's supposed to inform you on how to actually open up a Trump account. It's going to be free, but if they are real, I would love to be able to create a series of videos that just educate you on how to start an investment account that is funded by Trump, right? Trump accounts by our government. And I think you get like $1,000 for initial deposit and stuff like that. So it'd be great to see everyone having kids, just like myself, to be able to qualify for one of these Trump accounts. I think you have to be born after 2025. My son was, and it'd be very cool to see if, again, $1,000, why not get back some of our tax-paying dollars, right? So I'll follow up with those series of videos, but I think they'd be quite interesting. Nonetheless, when this got disclosed, it seemed like it added more selling pressure to Micron. I'm not too sure if investors see this as a poor allocation of capital. Initially, I thought this was just another tweet that Trump is using to promote the stock, but if anything, it did quite the opposite. And now it's at a critical range, $1,000 per share. We'll see what happens after. I thought this meme was quite funny. I'm assembling a new hedge fund team, and obviously Nancy Pelosi and Trump. The reason people are talking about Trump is because Trump disclosed that he made over $1 billion in 2025, and a majority of that is based off of his crypto earnings, and a majority of that is based off of the royalties that he earned off of his Trump coin, his bullshit Trump coin that has lost 96% of its value. Imagine that. Imagine all of his just die-hard supporters milked 96%, all of them lost. If you held that coin, You're down 96%, maybe even more now. So terrible. Just a terrible. I find it so funny. People try to defend him. Oh, but no politician should be doing it. I don't care what side of the aisle. We used to call out every politician, Nancy Pelosi, all of them out for doing what it is that they do. You think we're not going to do it for Trump just because maybe we voted for him? No, he's no different. He's proven to be no different. And again, it like bothers so many people when you like call someone out in their bullshit. And I'm always happy to do it. I don't care who it is that you are. If you are doing something where you are a politician and you are voted into power and you're using your position of power to invest in companies that you regulate and there's a complete conflict of interest, it's insane. Check this out. The day before Trump paused tariffs, remember when he pauses tariffs, markets go up, right? The day before, sparked a historic 10% market rally. His account the day before bought 327 stocks worth up to $12.8 million. The trades weren't disclosed until yesterday. They weren't disclosed until yesterday. They normally have 45 to 60 days to disclose according to the SEC. Over a year late, he paid a $200 penalty, and we'll never actually know if he pays it because, again, it really doesn't matter. It's just a complete conflict of interest. It's that simple, right? But nonetheless, again, I don't want to annoy you guys with this rhetoric over and over again. Again, there's things that he does, like the Trump accounts, that I'm a big fan of, and I'm here to talk about it, right? Because I do believe that for all the people and Americans that are having kids, why not start investing for them at such an early age? But as well as if there's things that he's doing that we don't agree with, we shouldn't have to bend the knee or turn a blind eye to anybody just because we voted for them, right? Think about your best friends. Think about the people you love in your life. If they do something that is wrong and you don't agree with, you need to call them out on their bullshit. You don't even know Trump, and you're blindly bending the knee for him and following him, unconditionally. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's a weird fascination for it. People on both sides are like this. It's disgusting. But nonetheless, again, I'm very excited to kick off this month of July. We are having a good start to the month so far. I'll make sure that I do my part in keeping you guys up to date with any market update. All I ask you to do is drop a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't forget, if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, once the market's open, again, the second link in the description down below. I do want to remind you, markets will be closed on Friday in observance to 4th of July. So please make sure, even if you don't end up joining LPP, don't take any trades tomorrow that you're going to end up bag holding over the weekend. Be intentional, be calculated, and when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. Appreciate you guys' time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.